This is Brother Teacher. I was talking to a young man uh, about uh, doing things that can help us as individuals uh, avert the dangers and the harmful effects of toxic materials that we inhale, breathe, and even put on our bodies and eat. And he didn't seem to get it. He didn't seem to want to get it. It all started when he made the statement about his mom being on dialysis at the age of 83. Said she had been on dialysis since last year. And I asked him how was she doing. He says she's doing a lot better now, dealing with the fact that she has to have dialysis 3 times a week. Uh, and I said, you know what? Uh, I hope your mom continues to grow strong and healthy, but your kidneys never die. And he looked at me sort of puzzled, and he said, say what? I said, your kidneys never die. Now, this is not someone I haven't had contact with before. This is a guy that comes to my store from time to time. And I say, necrosis is when your body tissue is dead or dying, becomes necrotic, some people might say, where there's no more oxygen there, there's no more blood, no more life, and it's dying, it's wasting away. It begins to smell and putrefy. So, uh, I've heard people say that my kidneys are dead. There's no such thing as that. It is impossible for you to have any organ inside your body that's dead, because if it was dead, then you would be dead, because it would become necrotic tissue or dead tissue, which means that it would become uh, full of poisonous, toxic material and or waste, and that it will permeate your body internally and kill you. So instead, I lended this to him and said, your kidneys are asleep in a sense. So basically, what happens is that the toxicity in the environment, in the foods we eat, the things that we drink that are full of things that are not biologically good for us, over a period of time, it builds up a toxic uh, environment within the human body that the human body does not have the capacity to fight any longer. We have an immune system that is innately ours that we were born with. However, that immune system becomes compromised as we get older because of all of the poison, waste, and chemicals in the air, and as I said in the aforementioned, in the foods and the lotions and the potions and the things we put on our body that were made by man, that are not organic to us as we are organic. So you're going to end up with diseases, conditions, and cancer, and a lot of debilitating situations as a result of that type of environment that we live in. And much of this is caused by us. However, I said to him, I said, we can change our health situation by stopping the things that we are doing or have been doing to cause our ills in the first place. It's no simpler than that. Stop doing the things that are causing you to have the condition that you currently have, and even your cancer, the cancer disease, they call it. But anyway, he didn't seem to understand this, couldn't wrap his brain around it. So he kept on in a roundabout way trying to dismiss hearing something that was actually the truth. If you're smoking cigarettes, for example, nicotine is a chemical drug that causes uh, you to be addicted to uh, cigarettes or tobacco products. It has a plethora of other chemicals in it that are all dangerous to the human body. They all cause cancer. So if you tell an individual that is an avid smoker, recreational smoker, if you stop doing that, you wouldn't have that cough. You wouldn't have a raspy voice when you speak. You wouldn't always be coughing up phlegm. You wouldn't always be sluggish and lethargic, if you will. You'd be more energetic. Your eyes wouldn't start to change colors, and your nails wouldn't start to change yellow, and the hair on your head wouldn't start to turn, brittle. and then smell like smoke and so forth. You can avert all of these things if you stop doing what you're doing. Do you know what a lot of cigarette smokers will reply with? You're going to die of something one day. That's what the guy said to me today about his mom. He said, it's in the hands of the Almighty. As opposed to listening to the information that I was trying to convey to him that would help not only him in his own life, but his mom as well. He didn't want to go the extra mile. He didn't want to go the extra step. When do you stop being ignorant and decide to do a little work, a little research on your own? He asked me, "What do you find foods that don't have chemicals in it?" And I had to look at him for a moment. In dismay. I really can't understand how you are that disattached to reality. And I say, well, right up the street from here, there's a Whole Food store. And across from that store is a health food store. It is just a quarter of a mile from where we are. And he looked puzzled. And then he came on and responded again with, well, you know what, when it's your time, the Almighty's going to call you when it's your time. And I said, what about what we can do? I said, there's a lot of things that we can do to increase our life on this planet, period. We just have to want to do it. But anyway, go figure. Either you want good health or you don't want it. And when you get a notification or a message from your doctor, a visit from your doctor, or you have to visit your doctor's office to hear him or her say, we did some tests and the results came back and you have stage 3, stage 4 cancer. Now, here are your options: surgery, chemotherapy, radiation. That's it. Cut something out or give you another chemical that's going to kill you. When you have chemotherapy and when you have radiation, it cannot distinguish, or they can't distinguish between good cells and bad cells, so they kill all your cells. And so, what has happened then? You have no immune system. So, you are subject to get cancer, the disease cancer. Our body fights off the cancer cells, or so called cancer cells, every day, 24/7. But when we overwhelm our bodies with toxic material, and by virtue of the environment that we live in, which is chemicals everywhere in our whole existence, and we cannot get away from it. We have to learn how to detox our body on a regular schedule. That's the only way we're going to have a truly meaningful life and a healthy existence. This is Brother Teacher. I love you. So long.